We could try to go up there, use our, you know. And
There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us.
Fine.
Can we do the thing where like somebody gets on somebody else's shoulders and then, keep climbing, make a human ladder kind of?
How wide's the passage?
Even if you did that, you still wouldn't be able to reach the top, and that assumes that the guy at the bottom is strong enough to hold the weight of
5
people on his shoulders.
Or if we got 1 or 2 boosts, would that reduce? Could we get away with like a hard success on a climb roll instead of a extreme?
No, there's no purchase whatsoever on these walls, and they're slick with moisture.
So we'd have to have the grappling hook.
Yep.
And rope. Does anyone? I mean, assuming Seamus did try to pull a grappling hook out of nowhere, does anyone have the ability to throw it well and then do the climb?
I mean, is there a penalty for trying to climb?
Did anyone put points in throw?
Yeah, I'm the standard 20 in climb and throw, so.
I have 31 climb.
I have 50 climb.
Oh,
you have 50 climb?
All right, that's our person to climb. We just need someone who can throw.
Yeah, there are occasionally situations where climb is once in a blue moon. It's useful.
Yeah, we just.
Is there a penalty for just trying?
From the ground, no. I mean, if you fail your extreme, you're just not going to go anywhere.
We could just fish for the extreme first and see what happens. Weirder things have happened.
Okay.
Hold on, let me pull my roll 20 up here.
So we want me to spend another 10 luck?
3 successes, no progress.
All right, I'll try a climb, even though my climb sucks. Just for amusement. Nope.
It would be the throw, guys.
Yeah,
the reason I ask is that you're going to start getting me really close to being. I'll be down to 31 luck with that, and there's that.
That's why I'm saying, do we want to do that, guys, or?
I don't mind burning it if we're going to actually get something out of this.
Well, the alternative is we dungeon crawl a little bit longer.
Right, we have one guy out of there and no rope.
I gave you guys 2 magical outs, and
what are the 2 match? Oh! I hear the
I'm telling you, I still want to know what's in that hole.
Well, I say if I were going to do this, I'd rather go to where the if he's giving us 2 magical outs, I'd rather go to where the chamber is over here, where those pictures are, and try something there, because there's obviously foot traffic going from here to that big chamber.
Get black hole.
All right.
I'd rather not do the black hole.
We'll race.
All right. So we head back. So we head back to here, and shall we say the vile name?
See, let's like a crazier thing.
Why don't we try a roll? Just out of curiosity, people, when we get there, why don't we all try a Cthulhu roll, see if we can figure out what the hell it's for?
All right.
We'll probably fail, but it's not going to hurt.
Looking for a hard success to know what the spell does.
Oh, hell no.
Hell, if I spend 5 points of luck, I will. I'll spend those 5 points of luck.
Okay. You know that by uttering the name of Nyarlathotep in this chamber, it will instantly transport you to the surface.
Yes! Yeah, right.
That makes no sense whatsoever, but we'll take it.
Hey, we'll take it. Yes.
Makes more sense than the mummy that doesn't burn.
Wow.
What?
It makes more sense than the mummy that doesn't burn.
All right. So I assume
It's
it's
magic, man.
mid. It's still like
Middle in the
probably
eye.
8 o'clock at night.
You've wandered around quite a bit, so yeah, it's probably about 8 o'clock. So are you saying the name?
I think we are, aren't we?
Let's do it. Let's get the hell out of
All
here.
right, let's go.
Let's go.
Say the name.
Okay, you say Nyarlathotep, and immediately the bunch of you find yourselves standing under the moonlight and under the stars, in front of the Sphinx. There is directly in front of you. There is an obelisk in front of the Sphinx. Any of you who speak,
Yes, I do.
you have hieroglyphics, right?
Right.
Okay, so it is this was erected by Thutmosis the Fourth. It is a
That was the
lengthy
third.
tale about how Thutmosis found the Sphinx buried in the Egyptian sands and how he unearthed it. And scattered in a subtle pattern across the front of the stele are 13 glyphs. And I would need an Egyptian roll in order to, if you want to find out what it says.
Yeah, I will do that. Just a second. Yes, a hard success.
Okay. The glyphs say, "Mighty is the god whose breath brings death, and whose form brings madness."
Oh, I think we know who that is. I quickly jot it down,
Uh,
and
I
I'm not
will.
going to say it.
I will
not-
also take a either Cthulhu Mythos or occult roll.
All right, from me, I assume.
From anyone.
All right. Okay. Sorry, it's taking me so long.
Yeah, somehow it's oddly
No.
reassuring just to fail the Cthulhu rolls.
Yeah, makes me feel better.
You have no idea what this means, but you.
All right, let's get going, guys. Where do we know is the transportation hub? Because this is a tourist area as well. Is there where?
Before we go, a handful of some of the ashes.
Oh,
Sand. Sprinkle, not all of it. Just a bit, because we're
Toss a
not
little
dumping
here,
it all in
toss a
the same
little
place.
there.
Yeah. We're dispersing it.
I'm not
all
going
over
to
the
find any
place.
haboobs going on around.
So, if you in the bottom, actually, I think I've got a bigger map of Giza, don't I? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to drop you guys back on the Giza map.
Get on a motorcycle, cut a little hole in the bag, and just drive around.
I was
an old
thinking a
Bugs Bunny
similar
cartoon.
thing.
all right. We're in front of the Sphinx now. So where would we know is the place where tourists? Way up there. So we
Yes.
basically had to head up north.
Yes.
So we're gonna head up north, and I'm guessing that Seamus every once in a while is scattering a handful of ash.
There's a pinch here, a pinch there.
Bring it to the haunted mansion at Disney World.
There's
Fenway
a
Park.
is there any useful dust devils or gusts of wind as we're going along? We can already-
Make a luck roll.
all right. You want all of us or just me? Seamus's luck has did it. I'll take his.
So, a little. you don't get a big sandstorm, but it's a fairly breezy night out, and so the ashes are being taken by the wind a goodly amount.
Like I said, not all of it. We'll keep some, and get to a different town, you know, like miles away, to make sure. Like we're gonna really follow directions and spread this sucker.
China.
A little bit in some rivers, let it carry it off.
All right. Well, yeah, we could each take a handful at this time point, scatter it, and keep on going. Or do we feel that scattering it in this wind right now would be enough?
Some to the U.S., some to England.
Just, I guess we'd ask Alistair, since he would be the one that had the vision. What
It
is
is
he
the
think?
it is the 20s. They're not too concerned about powder being sent in envelopes, I guess, at that point.
What,
But
what-
yeah, I
what
mean, we
read
could
did
scatter
Alistair
some
get?
in some rivers and let the currents carry that off and into the winds here and there. A little handful out of the train as we roll along back to Cairo.
All right. I will follow your lead. You're the one that.
As scattered as we can do it, as quickly as we can.
Yeah. So we head back to the north, take the late train, and
Okay, so
slowly.
it takes you about an hour with your scattering and walking through the sands from the Sphinx up to where the tram ends, and then it's another hour back to Cairo.
I assume we're doing what you said, just starting to slowly dump it out the train.
Scattering it to the winds.
Like I said, but keeping a little extra, we'll put in some envelopes, mail them off to attorneys in various places with instructions to dump this, so that it's like not even on the same goddamn continents.
Oh,
And
no,
they start gathering it back up, putting it back together. She's missing a couple fingers, a couple of toes.
You had a god tell them what to do. We're following instructions.
That's right. We
Scattering it really well.
And then when the messenger shows up, we give him the knife back.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're right. And I guess we're heading back to the hotel then.
Is that your plan once you get back to
Or
back
do
to
you
Cairo?
Or do you want to spread some of it in the Nile too? Because isn't Cairo along the Nile?
I believe so.
Cairo is along the Nile, yes.
So we can
That's what
scatter a little in there.
Yeah, add some more there. I'm quite sure we dumped quite a bit of it out while on the train ride, because that's quite a breeze. Kicked up from the thing, plus it's the desert.
Artificial that creates sandstorm.
Yeah, and then we should probably head to the museum first thing in the morning to get started on the ritual to destroy the, I think it was the crown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I would suggest that maybe someone go, if we have any ashes left by that time point, continue spreading them. Though I think by the time we get back, we should have most of it spread.
Yeah, except for the stuff we're going to send off to the different continents.
Right. That'd be a handful at best.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. All right. So next day, we get back to the hotel. I'm going to make sure who am I thinking of? Our man that's injured is covered by by a cloak or by a large coat, since it is winter here, right?
It's early spring. I mean, it's March.
Yeah, so it gets chilly still. I just want to make sure he doesn't, that it's covered up his wound. And we get up to the room.
Okay.
Because we can't go to the museum at night.
Certainly it's not going to be open at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Once you make it back to Cairo.
All right. Shall we? And gentlemen, should we have a? We'll let our friend rest, and we do watch. All right, yeah,
Sounds
we
like a plan.
yeah, we'll set up a watch so everybody gets some rest, but there's always someone on
And a
guard
drink.
and a drink. And I make sure the door is locked and maybe some furniture in front of it.
Okay. Jesse and Martin, you guys can take 2 hit points back for getting a night's rest. Okay.
I guess the next morning we're going to try to get to the museum.
As well as putting things into our mail.
Oh yeah, the post.
And going to different mail drops
Yep.
along the way.
Okay. You do that.
We head to the museum.
You
see
head.
our and see our favorite curator.
Okay.
So what is he gonna say? Once we go, we found something.
Look what we
Anyhow.
found. Found all the puzzle pieces.
You get to the museum, and Dr. Kafour is in his office. And, gentlemen, what news do you have? What did you
had some-
find in Giza?
We had some great success.
We were able to find
Grab some mummy ashes.
I know, there are no mummy ashes left. We already just took care of it all. Well, we found all 3 pieces, and we know we can destroy one of them. We just need either a blade to destroy the necklace, or we have the spell for the one. We just need the iron torch.
And we can give you the location of where a bunch of cultists probably gather.
Yes. And we took care of the mummy.
Tell me more about this.
Is he acting like he normally does? It's like,
As far as you know.
okay.
Well,
All right. I'll do
the mummy's been disposed of, and they're not going to be able to resurrect her.
How were you able to do such a thing? Sounds like you had some difficulties.
We did.
Magic.
But we also talked to a god.
It was
Outside
magic.
assistant.
Doug Henning's magic.
So the enemy of my enemy
enemy.
is my friend, or will help me out.
So he's extremely taken aback by this. This is, you mean to tell me one of you actually spoke to Nodens?
Unfortunately, that's what it came down to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. I'll tell you. And he gave me some magical juju, and we did away with the Queen Nitocris.
tell me more about this juju.
Well, he's not getting to see the knife, that's for sure.
Caused the mummy to disintegrate into dust and instructed us to scatter it across the land and the four winds so it could never be brought back together again.
That definitely seems like a wise decision. I can certainly imagine that the magics at play here could use almost any small piece of her to reconstitute things. Very well. I'm still a little shocked that you were able to speak with an elder god and survive the encounter.
So are we.
Yeah. The only thing we can think of is that, the
They
two
really hate each
hate
other.
each other.
And it's a typical Wednesday for me.
But let's make sure. And do you happen to have a blade that can take care of the necklace, or can you get us a torch replica? Because we can cast the spell for the torch and destroy the crown that way. We just need, it's a 6-hour spell, but we need the torch replica. I figure if you don't have either one, probably the easiest to produce is probably the torch.
I don't have a. I mean, you would have to. The book was fairly explicit that the knife must be made for this purpose, and frankly, I don't have the magics in order to properly enchant the blade afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what we figured.
if you require, if you know the spell in order to undo the crown, then I would suggest we go down that route. Any of the myriad of blacksmiths in the city should be able to make a torch out of iron within a day. That's not a does not seem to be a tall order there.
Then let's do so. Shall we leave the or we could how do we wish to do it? Shall we all go, or since you dear professor, you are would have better knowledge of what blacksmiths and where the area is we want to go to?
I'll do whatever you believe is the best course of action. You tell me what you would like for me to do, and I will assist in any way.
Why don't we head around town or head back to the hotel, and you procure the torch, and then we will come back. It'll probably be by sometime tomorrow. Be ready, correct?
I would guess so, yes.
And then we will meet back here at, let's say, 3:00. Tomorrow.
That would be fine.
Can I make the suggestion at the same time is that if we give him we'd be open to if we gave him the details of where to keep an eye out for where the cultists are probably entering and exiting the place that I don't know if he has the resources, he wants to keep tabs on that or whatnot. Does he want that information?
I always am interested in what is happening in my country. I don't know what I could do with that information, but should we have the resources to be able to do anything with it, I would rather know than not know.
All right.
Fair enough, because maybe you want to have somebody keep an eye on that to see who comes and goes or tries to.
Yes. I give him the details then of not only how we got in, but also how we got out, and that there seems to be in front of the Sphinx. And I explain the glyphs around it and what I interpret it as. But then again, I'm not. You probably are better at that than I am, and might make more meaning of it with study. And I give him those details. I suspect it's another way of getting into where we were at, but through the use of mystical powers.
Faster way too.
I understand. The one thing that I will tell you is that you're probably in grave danger the longer that you're in possession of these artifacts.
Absolutely.
Yep, that's what I figure. All we really need is the crown, so we can actually maybe dump one in the Nile and dump another one someplace else.
As long as we can get one destroyed, I think that's the big thing.
At least we're not as, yeah. I mean, I said at least they'll be spread out, or at least it won't be on us. Not as big of a radar blip.
We can take one. Well, the other thing is if we can take, we're going to leave here and we're going to head to another continent, which is a good thing. Distance.
Mm-hmm. Well, remember, we're not. They're not going to let us get out with something like this to the country. They're going to be searching their bags and everything else. So,
Well, yeah, but I'm sure we can, if we put our mind to it, we might be able to find a way
true.
of getting it outside. Is there any exhibits that are okayed by the government to go outside the country?
Export documents do exist. It is possible to remove things. There are in your country, and there are several museums that exhibit Egyptian works. The problem is that the system has been abused, so folks are on higher alert, and especially items this old, it would be, while not impossible, it would raise a lot of scrutiny. And for me to get legitimate paperwork for it, I would imagine that the people that we're trying to keep them from would find out about it.
Yeah, so okay, so it's more difficult than I was imagining.
Yeah,
I was thinking even if we could do like something not as sensitive, have that, and then smuggle this out within.
Yeah, we kind of looked into this earlier, and it was made clear that was pretty difficult. So I say we dump like the girdle, which we know we can't destroy, into the Nile. As we're probably just kind of wink, and then another one someplace else, and then all we need is the crown. And just to get the radar blip off us, I think it would be best for us to keep on moving around town too.
So he looks horrified when you say this, and says, "I don't know that it's a good idea to just randomly leave items as powerful as this."
Well, where else are we going to do with it? All right, then you want us to just haul it around?
I will admit I don't have a good suggestion, but
yes,
especially before one of them is destroyed.
All right, then I guess we're going to be hauling all three of them around.
Don't know that I would just willy-nilly leave them about.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like, gentlemen, we're going to be moving around all day long. We're just going to, gentlemen, shall we take another long trip, a day trip out and back? That way they have a harder time figuring out where we're at? Or do you want to just travel around Cairo?
Does he have any suggestions for where we can go? Or anybody that might be a good candidate for help us?
I don't know who I could trust with
Fair enough.
All right.
this
And-
information.
Well, what do you?
I fear that anyone that I could ask
Compromise.
would, this is huge, and I honestly don't know who we can trust.
Well, what do you suggest? Do we just? Do you think we should just travel around town to make it more difficult to pinpoint us?
I do like the idea of keeping things in motion,
All right.
but
Well,
I don't know how safe Cairo is for you. You've been attacked in this town before.
we haven't been attacked. The mosque got attacked.
You have been attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't. Would that be the at the shop or at the mosque, or would that be at the other mosque?
You've been attacked twice.
All right.
Both, once by men and once by eldritch horrors. But you've been attacked twice in Cairo, while searching out the Brotherhood.
So, what do you think would be our best bet? Maybe heading out. Maybe do a day trip out, stay someplace outside of Cairo, then come back.
It's as good of a plan as any. I don't really know how to advise you here.
All right.
I know that you've found that Cairo isn't safe.
Is there a trick?
Do you know if the Brotherhood knows that what you've done?
I don't think they do yet.
Yeah, I don't think they know yet, but I think they're going to get the idea real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Can we leave one of the things with Bast? The temple there?
Yeah, we could ask Bast.
That's an idea.
An holy army of cats.
They got Black Panthers.
Maybe even Bass can destroy one too. Or did we already ask that?
No, we haven't asked that.
We'd
We
like
may.
to donate this girdle to the cause.
Because I mean, that's that. If Bass can either guard or destroy an item as well, I mean that would be, quite reassuring, right?
So
Yeah, that wouldn't hurt to ask.
So, Kafur tells you that he doesn't. He's not sure that he's like horrified when you start talking about bringing yet another elder god into this.
Yeah, it's a McDonald's Burger King thing. We go
He's-
into them all the time.
Once you start dealing with
just
one.
how you like are flippantly talking about contacting a
in for a
god.
penny, in for a pound.
Well, I go, doctor. You don't know this, but we helped Bast earlier while in Egypt, and
You might be exaggerating a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
well, she gave us these tokens.
No, she didn't. The priestess gave you the tokens.
Oh, the priestess. I'm sorry. Here, the priestess is. I'll say that we did a favor for her priestess, and she gave us these tokens. So that's what we mean.
Yeah, we got her a notebook back.
Gentlemen, I don't think you fully comprehend just how
Insane we are.
alien the elder and outer gods are.
You are probably right.
You
I
don't
dream of them every night.
only the truly insane actually seek
All right.
Out.
We all
booze.
unconsciously look at Alistair.
Yeah. Well, I say, then
And
we won't do
both-
that then.
And both Nyarlathotep and Bast both consider themselves gods of Egypt.
Yeah. So we're gonna leave
They're
that alone
rivals,
then.
aren't they?
I think that perhaps you might want a different path here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
that's
it sounds
unfortunate.
like it. All right.
Oh,
Well, then
well.
I say what would be, where could we travel for one day, stay the night at another hotel? Would it be better for us to go to the Suez? The Suez is more military, if I remember correctly, at this time point, isn't it? Because of the canal.
Yes, that is the one area that England did not give up control over. It is not a it
Now
is
what's
not a tourist area.
Well, I know I can get us into the Suez. Is there a place for foreigners to stay at the Suez Canal? Because there would have to be places for the ships going by. There would probably be some type of, um, and there's probably a train that goes from Cairo to the Suez. Um,
There's It's a heavily militarized zone. It's not a touristy area
no,
at this
I didn't
point.
expect
At this
to,
point in time, if
but it would
20
be
years
someplace.
later, it becomes a lot more tourist
Right.
friendly, but it is not at this point in time.
Do I think that we would be able to get someplace to stay there through my connections?
No.
No. I had to ask. Um, since we're in Cairo, I'm thinking, where is a good distance away that would be easy to get to by train, and there would be a hotel at the end.
Well, you could go to Memphis. The drawback of that is that that's where the Clive expedition is.
No, not interested in that.
The Beale Street, dude.
There's Medium.
You could go to Medium. There are a couple of pyramids there.
And what about Hierapolis?
Have we been to Medium?
You have not been to Medium yet. The Red Pyramid and the Bent Pyramid are there.
I don't want to go there either. I want to go. That's going to have them around. I'd either go, how about Alexandria?
Alexandria would be several days.
Okay, so what
away.
about what would Hierapolis be about a day away?
Pulling up my map here.
See, I don't know
So-
the distance by train.
Medium is about as far away as you can get in one day.
All right, and that's where the Clive expedition. What about going the other way?
No, Memphis is where the Clive expedition is.
Okay, so we'll go to Medium. then.
Medium is where the Bent Pyramid and the Red Pyramid are.
Right, but
And Alistair knows quite intimately that the Bent Pyramid. So Alistair's eyes light up when you mention going to Medium, and especially with all of his crazy newfound Cthulhu mythos. He's pretty damn sure that there's all sorts of creepy delights in the Bent Pyramid.
we're not going to the Bent Pyramid. We're going there just to stay a night and then come back.
But that has the protective glyphs that we got part of the weird stone. That was
The red pyramid had the protective glyph, which is broken.
broken.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely useless. Is there anything? All right, but so there's
So-
the furthest we can get away is
So
medium.
Dashur, which is so Dashur is where the those pyramids are, which is just north of Medium.
All right, so
you could go to Medium, stay over, and come back.
yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna set it up at the hotel to have another hotel ready. We're just gonna do a day trip to Medium. If the hotel could set us up for, they probably have a sister hotel up there, or a hotel that they work with that can set us up with a room. And then we'll be back the next day,
Sure.
and we will take a day trip.
We'll put
Yeah,
it
the
in the
Marriott.
Ark of the Covenant.
Or the
Will
Hyatt.
that
That's-
for it?
As long as we keep moving around and keep them off base.
Yep.
Then we can take the train back, meet with the doctor at 3, and we cast a spell that takes 6 hours while the others defend from anything that might come at us.
Bada boom, it's all done by 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
And pray that it works.
Yeah.
So, tell me about your train ride. What are you doing while you're
Probably
heading on out?
Probably paranoid, probably trying to get a first class cabin, and probably keeping an eye out, being low key, but keeping an eye out for things, because we know we have a target on our back. I don't think we're going to try to be doing anything that draws attention to ourselves, nor are we trying to be seen too much.
Okay. You said you're keeping an eye out, so I'm assuming that means you're rolling spot hidden.
Yeah, I guess we're all rolling spot
Yep.
hidden, because I don't trust any. I trust you guys, except for maybe Alistair, because he's
Oh my gosh. Whoa, that is a terrible roll.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
He sees things.
he always sees things, but that doesn't mean anything. All right. No, I failed too. There's
So-
only one Alistair's the only person that has a hard success.
So, Alistair, as you're heading to the train station, you see somebody in the crowd, kind of scanning, and you recognize that this is the same person that you saw casing out the Ibn Tulan mosque a couple of days before your creepy crawly encounter there. You
I
don't
give
think
the other guys
you
the
don't-
signal.
You don't think he's seen you yet.
Right. We're going to try to sneak on. We're trying to stealthily get on the train then.
I kind of warn the other guys that he's casing the joint.
All right. So we're going to try to make sure that we are in a crowd, of make it difficult and get on without being spotted by him.
Okay. I will want stealth checks.
All right.
Is there any other Westerners in the area?
There's a fair amount of Westerners because you're at the train station in center Cairo.
That was so stealthy by me, I could hide a couple guys under my coat.
Well, this looks like as a group we've done it well. I didn't do a stealth, but if we do it by group, we've made it through. But it's
We
up
got
to
two
Zoofer.
hards, so we
Two
could
hards and 2 fails. I
Yeah.
will allow for How badly did the fails fail?
We just get a big jacket and a wheelbarrow, and just be a
All right,
really tall guy.
I will say that the 2 hards cancel out the 2 fails, and that you guys make it on the train without it being spotted.
All right.
So, as you are on the train heading down to Medium, it's going to take a couple hours. The conductor comes on the intercom at some point, and it's, talking about things to see in Medium, and one of the things that he mentions is that there is that the that Medium's most famous building is Sneferu's collapsed pyramid.
Where all the badness is happening.
Yeah, we're not going there.
Okay. You make
Not
it. You make it to the train station in Medium.
All right, and
What did
we try to go to the hotel.
Okay.
At least check
what did
in.
they say about the collapsed pyramid?
Yeah, what,
That it's probably the most famous tourist attraction in Medium. You heard about this from Dr. Kafour earlier, that Snefru originally built that pyramid to house the body of the Black Pharaoh, and that the pyramid collapsed after putting the body inside. And so that's when he moved the body of the pharaoh to the bent pyramid.
okay.
At Dashur. Okay, so you spend the night in Medium. You manage to get there to dodge your tail, so you get through the night without incident. Anyone who is down on hit points gets 2 hit points back.
Out of curiosity here, instead of taking the train back, why don't we take a car back? The obvious place is to watch us by train station, but if we go back by car, that might make it more difficult for them to spot us. As I mentioned this as we get into our room. What do you think, gentlemen?
Is that still a day, or does that take a little longer?
It would take a good 4 hours, you would guess, by car. The problem is that trying to hire a car, Medium is not a large city, so you may have some difficulty in hiring a private car,
We
as
could ask the
opposed to in Cairo, where this would be very simple to get at the from the hotel concierge.
Well,
It would be much more difficult here.
let's
in
try a
Medium.
credit rating roll. See
yeah.
if I get lucky.
Yeah, I'll do my credit rating. My credit rating's actually halfway decent, but that doesn't mean it will work.
So
Ooh, extreme.
So you can hire a car. You would be able to hire a car. It is going to be fairly costly. And you guys haven't hit up your lawyer friend for money any time recently. This is gonna take most of your remaining cash. There.
And we will tell it. We can try to send him a telegram from the hotel with the expenditures.
Keep your receipts, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We keep the receipts. It's all through the hotel, so we'll have the receipts, and I do that.
Okay.
That way we can be reimbursed. But yeah, wow, that was a good credit rating roll.
Okay. So the next day, you get your private car, and he drives you back to Cairo. Where do you have him drop you?
Is it close to 3 o'clock yet?
Yes. By the time that you get
Right
through all that.
at the museum.
Okay. Go into the museum, and Dr. Kafur says, "Gentlemen, right on time. I have what you were looking for," and he pulls out a iron torch.
You guys want to take a defensive stance while we try to do the spell? 'Cause it takes 6 hours to do the spell.
All right. Let's gear up and get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a easily defensible position. Center of the building type of thing.
Whatever the 1920s version of DEFCON 4 is.
Yeah.
Or
Or
was it
wherever
one?
wherever Dr. Kafur thinks it should happen.
He recommends that you close yourself, that we all close ourselves in the vault,
Mm-hmm.
and perform the magics in there.
All right.
Was I able to bring my one of my long guns?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you want me to roll the power since I was the one that actually learned
You're the
spell?
one. You're the one who has learned the spell. I'm just reminding myself what needs to happen for
Yeah.
this particular spell. And okay, so
And I am, if I can, if it'll help, I'll use the onks. Because I know the onks do something about giving me a few points.
the Onyx will give you 10 magic points for as long as you hold them crossed in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't.
I probably have to hold the torch, so that's not.
Yeah, that's not gonna. That's gonna be
Alright.
mutually exclusive here.
All right. So I will have to hold
Somebody
the
else
torch.
holds the torch or holds the thing for him?
No,
No.
he needs to hold the torch throughout the
Well,
ritual.
Well, I think I have enough points
Um,
to do it at least once.
Okay, so yeah, it's only 6 magic points.
All right. Do you want me to subtract that? I'll just subtract.
Hold
it
on
right
one
now.
second. Let me just. All right, spell casting. Okay, so you need, in order to cast the spell, you need to make a hard power roll.
Mm. All right. Can I get some help from Dr. Kafur to make that a little bit easier since he has knowledge? I mean,
He doesn't know this spell, so.
All right. I was just trying to get some help. All right. So I guess I'm going to roll power, right?
Power, yes. And you need a hard success.
Nope. Can I try it again?
Well, you have 2 choices. You could spend 33 luck in order to make that a hard success, or you can push it. You don't get to spend luck
if I push it
on your pushed roll.
Yeah, I'd rather
Is there
spend.
any chance Alistair could have helped you? No,
Alistair
Alistair?
also doesn't know this spell.
Okay.
I will spend the luck. Then that's 33 points. I have to spend?
Yes, 33 to get it down to a.
All right, that leaves me with 23 luck. Let's go if I don't get killed. And I'll use the 23 luck because it needs to be done. And what side do I take the magic points off of? The left side or the right side? Because there's 2 places for magic.
Let me look at the character sheet. I know.
Because I think one is temporary and one is permanent. That's why I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, I think it's the right side. I think the left side is the maximum.
All right. I will
Actually, on the
take-
character sheet, it has the little up and down arrow keys on the right side
Oh, I don't see an up and
For
down
ease of
on
it.
mine.
for ease of adjusting.
Mine doesn't have that.
Yeah, the left
That's-
is the only ones I can you could even adjust.
I don't.
The right, the right has arrows.
I don't have any arrows on mine.
I'm looking at yours right now.
All right.
But yeah, the left side, it looks like the right side's grayed out and the left side is adjustable. So yes, you will take 6 magic points off.
I'll let you do that then.
Oh, okay. I just character sheet.
Sorry about that.
Uh,
Because I don't see the arrows.
have 8 magic points remaining.
And I cast the spell.
And
At least I had the luck to use it. This is the time to use luck. This is the time to use luck. Get rid of the item.
okay, you lose 3 sanity.
Ah! All right. Because I probably see the glimpse of the god that whatever power allows this.
So okay. Okay. So the ritual takes 6 hours. You pray to the elder god Cthulhu
Cthulhu.
for
Cthulhu.
6 hours,
Cthulhu.
and
Cthulhu.
at the end of the 6 hours, all of a sudden, the head of the iron torch ignites.
All right. And I will attempt to destroy the crown.
Okay. So you Dr. Kafour, creates the has created while you were praying, he has created a ritual circle and put the crown in the center of it and tells you, okay, now.
And I do so.
So you place the ever-burning torch on the crown, and the lights the lights in the place kind of dim a little bit, and then very slowly the crown begins melting, and right before it turns into just a complete, while it's the crown is still somewhat intact, all of a sudden you hear a blood-curdling shriek, and then the crown just melts into just a big thing of liquid metal, and then even that catches fire, and you've seen yellow flame before, you've seen blue flame for, really hot things. All of a sudden, these flames are deep, deep, deep purple. And you've never seen metal you've seen metal melt. You've watched blacksmiths or goldsmiths. The metal just catches fire, and within 30 seconds is just completely consumed, and there's nothing left but scorch marks on the floor.
Whoa.
And your torch is still burning.
How long will this thing keep on burning from what I know of the spell?
It will keep burning until you invoke Cthulhu's name to put the flame out.
Do I have to keep on holding it, or can I leave it someplace and it'll keep on burning?
It will keep on burning infinitely.
I look at the well.
Can it destroy anything else?
Well, we could try it on the other couple items, see what it does. What does the Dr. Gafor think?
He says it's worth a try, but
Sure.
the texts were fairly specific that only this one thing could be destroyed by the flames of Cthulhu. But
All right. All right. Well, then we'll leave it at that. I don't think it will. It's pretty specific. They're usually take a look at that mummy. That was pretty. I look at the. If I turn it off, can I turn it back on, or does it require casting the spell again?
it would require the 6-hour ritual, but you would not have to make another power check because now you know the spell. You would have to spend the magic points. You would have to spend the sanity.
All right. Well, we don't need it anymore, do we, gentlemen?
Well, is anybody else has got some bright ideas?
Now
I
we can
can't
take.
think of anything else that needs to be burned up.
All right. I will.
Well, there was the mummy, but that didn't work.
That didn't work. Yeah,
I
it'll
think
burn up
noted-
everything but the mummy.
we'll find out. Then I will say Cthulhu's name and turn off the thing, and I go, well, I'm gonna hold on to this.
So
'cause-
you invoke Cthulhu's name, and the head of the torch turns brilliant white for just long enough that you see after images before your eyes, and then the light goes out, and the whole time you were holding the torch, like, this is iron, it should conduct heat really, really well. The part you were holding never even got warm to the touch.
I go, wow, crazy. It's probably where I lost some sanity. I'm going, well, gentlemen,
Fire, but it's not.
I look at Dr. Kafour. I think our job is done here in Egypt. Wouldn't you agree, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless we want to go look into the expedition.
Uh,
That was
I
kind
s-
of the whole point of we came here to follow the expedition.
Dr. Kafour tells you, I didn't want to mention this until we were done with the ritual, but I had a dream last night. It felt like a vision. I kept seeing the bent pyramid over and over again in my dreams. I feel like there might be something there that you need to learn about.
we can go back to Medium. We still have that car. And it has to return back to Medium. We could take it back to Medium. What about these two other items? Do you want to deal with them, Dr. Kafour, since there is no chance for them to be able to use it now?
If there's no chance of being able to use it, I can put it, keep them in my vault here.
All right, then we'll leave them to you. And we will take the car back to Medium then. I guess,
So
Alistair, you're going to get your dream.
well, so this is Dashur, which is it's near Medium.
Oh, okay. So the car can take us back up and then it can keep on going.
It's to the north of Medium by a good 30 miles.
All right. So basically, and is there a place to stay in that area?
You know, there are hotels in most places in Egypt that have touristy things like pyramids.
All right, then we will head there. Do we want to head back to the hotel and grab our stuff and go, or do we want to leave stuff here and um, go to the bent pyramid, then come back and then leave?
We're done in Cairo, so we might as well grab all
Yeah.
our stuff and
Yeah.
be ready to move out quick if need be.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, all the stuff.
Well then, in that case, it's 10:25, so I'm gonna suggest that we end this session here for tonight and pick up with the bent pyramid next time.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Normal normal thing in 2 weeks work for everyone,
Yep,
Not like
works
I
for
have
me.
any
Yeah.
place else to go.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because I'm not free next weekend, so that's good.
By the way, good job, guys. You survived.
Survived. You didn't get caught by the police. You didn't get caught by the cult.
I don't
I'm
even know if they.
amazed.
I don't even know if they know who we are yet.
There were Tuscan Raiders that we frightened away and didn't come back in greater numbers.
And not only that, but Alistair talked to a god and survived.
I want to go through the black hole.
Oh, I didn't go through the
Oh
black
yes,
hole.
I forgot to do that part last
that's what's-
night.
Yeah, I was wondering about
I
that.
did. I got so caught up. Okay, yeah, let's do that in a flashback before we
Wait, what?
finish.
The sword being picked up, so we know it's being picked
So
up. We're just gonna give it. I don't want to hold. Nodens did us a big
So-
favor.
while you're all sitting in your hotel room in Medium last night, 3 strange man-sized creatures phase into existence around you. Shocking and uncouth black things with smooth, oily, white-like surfaces. Unpleasant horns that curve inward towards each other. Bat wings whose beating make no sound. Ugly prehensile paws. And barbed tails that lash needlessly and disquietingly. Worst of all, they have no faces, only a suggestive blankness where a face ought to be. And I'm gonna need sanity rolls from everybody.
Of course.
Of course. Should I base that sad? I'll just base it off.
Oh, goody.
Humble.
Yeah, I'll base my sanity roll off of the
Of
new
course I
sanity.
fumbled. Last
Oh.
roll of the night.
I'll spend 1 luck to make that a success.
Okay.
I don't want to lose it anymore.
All right, I'm going to roll mine. I missed mine too, though it's not a critical fail.
I still got 53 luck. I've just not given up sanity.
I'm just taking a look at what my talents are.
Oh, we're doing great tonight on the sand rolls.
Well, it was
Is
about
that
time I
everybody?
lost some sanity.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, hold on here. I do have that ability, so I can do that.
All right. So, Seamus, you're going to lose 6, and everybody else loses 2.
Okay. I will lose the 2.
And the creatures all hold their hands out expectantly towards you, Alistair.
I know what they're here for, so I pass over Nodin's blade.
We have some idea. I almost want to say, can we have some idea? Are you the entities representing the correct the cosmological being?
They
You
just
the guys that we were expecting from.
they just stare at you with their blank where
You
where a
understand
face
the
would
words
be.
that are coming out of my mouth?
Remember,
Stab
I
the middle
did
one right in the
fumble
middle
it,
of his
right?
head with
So...
the knife. I love this thing. Stab the middle one. I pass it over.
Okay. They take the blade and disappear into time and space. All right.
Took care of that.
Well then. I guess we'll play again in 2 weeks and finish off Egypt. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Thank you, those of you who were watching us live tonight. Feel free to follow, like, and subscribe on all of the various services. And have a great night, and we'll go insane more next time. Take care, everybody.
So